好，今天的学习开始了，然后你一会儿直接按照你自己的节奏在学，在测试，就做所有的事情。中途我如果说话，我是在录音，不是在跟你说。如果我是在跟你说，我会碰你一下，告诉你我是在跟你说，你不要被我干扰，好吗？好的。
那个平常一样，那个 language art 上一节，math 上一节，reading 上一节吗？
There are so many books to read at the library. What would you like to read about, Manu?
I would like to read about animals.
How about this one? Animals on the Farm.
Yes, let's read it.
Before we start reading, what do you want to learn about animals on the farm, Manu?
Animals.
I want to know what kinds of animals live on a farm. What animals do you see on the cover?
I see a horse, a hen, a goat, and a cow.
We can use the pictures in the book to help us read words we don't know.
Good idea.
Let's read the book to learn about what kinds of animals live on the farm.
We are at the farm.
I see a cow.
I see a sheep.
I see a goat. I see a hen.
I see a... I'm not sure what this word is.
Let's look at the picture for a clue to help us read the word.
It's a picture of a horse. So the sentence must be, I see a horse. I see a dog.
A fun day at the farm.
Now, it is time to read the book on your own.
Remember, you can look at the pictures to help you read the words.
Read.
We are at the
Farm.
farm. I see a cow.
Yes.
I see a sheep. I see a goat. I see a hen.
Hen.
I see a
Horse.
horse. I see a dog. I found it at the
Farm.
farm.
Let's answer some questions to make sure we understand the book.
Which animal lives on the farm in the book?
Which animal lives on the farm?
A sheep.
A sheep lives on the farm in this book.
Let's answer a question about the pictures.
How can looking at the pictures in a book help you when you read?
How can looking at the pictures in a book help you when you read?
By helping you sound out a word. By helping you read a word you don't know. By helping you read a word you don't know. Looking at pictures in a book can help you read a word you don't know.
Let's answer one more question.
What animal did you see last in the book?
都有
Last. What animal did you see last in the book?
这个 last 最后一个。
你自己理解啊，你不要问我呀，我不会告诉你的。
That's not it. The last animal you saw at the farm was a dog.
Great job! We wanted to learn about what kinds of animals live on a farm. This book helped us.
We also learned that looking at pictures can help us read a word we don't know.
现在应该是进入测试，对吗？还是没有测试？不知道。
现在肯定是开始测试了。
不是，这一小课结束没有测试，应该是3课结束了才有测试。
应该。哦，真的。
There are so many amazing stories, and they are all different. That's right, but even though there are lots of different stories, there are some ways that all the stories are the same. Like what? All stories have 3 main things: characters, settings, and events. The characters are the people and animals in the story. In Jack and the Beanstalk, the main characters are Jack and the Giant, right? Yes. The setting in a story is the time and place that the story happens. There can be more than one setting in a story. I know 2 settings from the story. At first, it is daytime at Jack's house. Later, the setting is at the Giant's house. You're right again, Stig. The events are the things that happen in the story. I can think of 2 events. Jack sells his cow for magic beans. Then the beans grow into a giant beanstalk. Very good. Got it, Granny. When I read a story, I'll pay attention to the characters, settings, and events. That's a great plan. Right now, though, you need to focus your attention on getting to sleep.
就开始考试了，他不可能一看完。
你听懂了刚刚这篇说的什么事儿吗？
知道啊，就是。
When you read a story, you should pay attention to the characters, settings, and events. The characters are the people or animals that are in the story. The setting is the time and place that the story happens. There can be more than one setting in a story. The events are the things that happen in the story. Thinking about who is in the story, where and when it takes place, and what happens in the story will help you better understand and enjoy the story. Listen to the story. Think about the characters, settings, and events. Close the book when you are finished reading. A home for Spot. Spot sat outside. He was very lonely. A boy walked by with his mom. Spot thought maybe they would be friends with him. Spot wagged his tail. The boy looked at Spot. "Mom, can I have this dog?" asked the boy. "Yes, Chip," said Mom. "He looks like a good dog." Spot was so happy. Mom and Chip took Spot home. Spot loved his new collar. Spot loved his new bed. Most of all, Spot loved his new family. He wouldn't be lonely anymore. Listen to the question, then drag the correct stickers onto the page to answer. Which one of these is a character in the story?
12。
Awesome! Find 2 more characters from the story. Amazing! Great job! Which one of these is a setting in the story? Awesome! Find 1 more setting from the story.
下一个
What is setting?
Wonderful! What is one event that happened in the story? Awesome! Find another event from the story. Wonderful!
我虽然不知道你是怎么做的全对的，但是你真的做全对的。
肯定要下一关了。哦，这个这是 reading， 这
要不你把第3个也上了，刚好，因为这第一个大课一共就3节，你把3节全上了。
我想想抓 reading。
快点，快点。
不对，我想。
随便你，随便你。
我想哪language
Language Arts 是比 Reading 难一点的，你试一下。昨天你上了第1个，昨天你只上了第1个。
那我今天要上到第3个。
Stig, Sten, and Granny are camping in the woods. They're roasting hot dogs.
Oh, it's chilly out. I'm glad we have a fire. It's almost time to go to sleep, boys. Finish up your hot dogs and brush your teeth. Then I'll read you a bedtime story.
I love campfires. And I love eating hot dogs. Yum!
Aren't you going to eat that with a bun and toppings?
I've always eaten them plain. How do you eat them?
I'll show you. First, take one of your hot dogs and a bun from the bag.
What do I do next?
Now you need another hot dog. You need to be an active listener instead of an active eater.
Sorry. Hey, I remember learning about active listening in class.
Can you tell me what active listening is?
Well, you're doing it right now. You asked a question to find out more about something that I said. Active listening is thinking about what someone said. That means that you might have questions about what you hear.
Yeah, I use my active listening when I listen to stories. I think about questions that I may have about what someone is reading to me. I also try to predict or guess what will happen next in the story.
Me too. I think I can be an active listener now. Then I can follow your directions. I'm ready.
Okay, first you need to take out a hot dog and a bun.
Got it. Then should I cook the hot dog in the fire?
Yes, that's a good question. I can tell that you are really listening. Then you can put it in the bun and put on any toppings you want.
Now it's your turn to follow Stig's directions. Drag each tile to the correct box. Put the directions in the correct order to show how to make a hot dog with toppings. That's correct. The first step is to cook the hot dog. The second step is to put the hot dog in a bun. The third step is to put toppings on the hot dog.
So first we cook the hot dog. Then we put the hot dog in the bun. Last we put the toppings on the hot dog. Active listening is delicious.
Are you kids talking about active listening? It sounds like you're ready for a bedtime story. Yes, please. Okay, I'll read you one of my favorite books. It's about a girl who goes camping. Is the story about true events? No, but that's a good question to ask before reading a book. This book is made up or fiction. It's good that you are thinking about what I am about to read to you. I'll start reading now. Jenny was sleeping in her tent. She heard a noise outside. She peeked out of her tent. Nothing was there.
What kind of noise was it, Granny?
That's a good question. Let's find out. Jenny crawled back into her sleeping bag. She tried to go to sleep. Then she heard the noise again. It sounded like footsteps in the bushes. Jenny slowly opened the tent. She looked out again. She saw eyes looking at her from the bushes.
Whoa! Was there a bear in the bushes?
That's a good prediction or guess of what it might be. I want to ask you a question to see how actively you've been listening.
Help Stig and Sten answer Granny's question about the story. Select the correct answer. What does Jenny see outside her tent? That's correct. Jenny sees a pair of eyes looking at her outside her tent.
Good job, boys! Jenny sees a pair of eyes looking back at her. Let's find out what it is. Jenny clicked on her flashlight. She pointed it into the bushes. Meow, said the dark shape. It was her cat, Frisky. Frisky, Jenny scolded. You were not invited to the backyard campout. That's a funny story. If I had known she was in her backyard, I wouldn't have guessed it was a bear.
Haha, yeah, but that was a good prediction, Stig.
A prediction is a guess about what will happen next in a story, right, Granny? Yes, it is. Sten, do you want to tell me what active listening is?
Active listening is thinking about what someone said, asking questions to find out more, and making predictions.
Yeah, you were being an active listener, Sten. You were asking good questions about what you were hearing. You both were good active listeners. Active listening makes bedtime stories more fun. Now, let's put out the fire and go to sleep. Oh, can we hear another story? I predict it will be a good one. Oh, all right.
Stig, Sten, and Granny are camping in the woods. They're roasting hot dogs.
Oh, it's chilly out. I'm glad we have a fire. It's almost time to go to sleep, boys. Finish up your hot dogs and brush your...
Active listening is thinking about what's...
Stig,
Can you tell me what active listening is?
Well, you're doing it right now. You asked a question.
Stig, Sten, and Granny are camping in the woods. They're roasting hot dogs.
Oh, it's chilly out. I'm glad we have a fire. It's almost time to go to sleep, boys. Finish up your hot dogs and brush your teeth. Then I'll read you a bedtime story.
I love campfires, and I love eating hot dogs. Yum!
Aren't you going to eat that with a bun and toppings?
I've always eaten them plain. How do you eat them?
I'll show you. First, take one of your hot dogs and a bun from the bag.
What do I do next?
Now you need another hot dog. You need to be an active listener instead of an active eater.
Sorry. Hey, I remember learning about active listening in class.
Can you tell me what active listening is?
Well, you're doing it right now. You asked a question to find out more about something that I said. Active listening is thinking about what someone said. That means that you might have questions about what you hear.
Yeah, I use my active listening when I listen to stories. I think about questions that I may have about what someone is reading to me. I also try to predict or guess what will happen next in the story.
Me too. I think I can be an active listener now. Then I can follow your directions. I'm ready.
Okay, first you need to take out a hot dog and a bun.
Got it. Then should I cook the hot dog in the fire?
Yes, that's a good question. I can tell that you are really listening. Then you can put it in the bun and put on any toppings you want.
Now it's your turn to follow Stig's directions. Drag each tile to the correct box. Put the directions in the correct order to show how to make a hot dog. That's correct. The first step is to cook the hot dog. The second step is to put the hot dog in a bun. The third step is to put toppings on the hot dog.
So first we cook the hot dog. Then we put the hot dog in the bun.
学过了吗？
Last we...
Stig, Sten, and Granny are camping in the woods. They are roasting hot dogs.
Oh, it's chilly out. I'm glad we have a fire. It's almost...
对呀，为什么呢？
这看眼罩吗？
Being an active listener.
Question.
Drag each tile to the correct box. Place the events in the correct order to show how to grow plants.
“你可以直接用鼠标吗？” 等会儿点，等会儿点，你告诉我这个题是什么意思好吗？
排顺序，
排什么东西的顺序？
排那个热狗的顺序。
那下面这几个顺序是分别什么意思？不知道。啊，那你试试。
To grow plants, first find a sunny spot. Next, plant the seeds in the ground. Last, put water on the ground. Finally, a plant grows out of the ground. Drag each tile to the correct box. Place the events of the story in the correct order. Listen carefully to the story to see what event happens in what order. In the story, Sam the puppy wants a forever home. Next, a girl comes to look at the puppies. Then Sam starts to jump around and wiggle.
这个你根本
Last, the girl sees Sam and takes him home.
下牌的，你根本不知道什么意思，继续往下做，没关系。如果你真的不会，也要让你正常的做出你的理解来，系统会知道你不会，
Select the correct
然后会给你重新上课。Which image shows what Sam sees come into the room？ 之前那课你听没听啊？听啊，你做吧。你做。
Think about who Sam sees before he jumps and wiggles. Try again. In the story, Sam sees a girl come into the room. Select the correct location on Think about what happens after the seeds in the ground are watered. Try again.
Explore the screen. When you hear a word that begins with "ah," select its picture. There are 4 to find.
After the seeds are watered, a plant will grow out of the ground.
我跟你说过很多次，点鼠标一定要原地点。你刚才是一点一推。
Choose the correct
Why is Sam the puppy sad?
There is 1 more to find.
answer. Why is Sam the puppy sad?
Well done. You found all of these things.
Think about what Sam wants. Try again.
Listen to the word. Select the word that matches.
Sam is sad because no one has taken him home.
大家看啊，刚才这篇
Choose the
文章
correct answer.
他基本上
What do you predict will
没有听懂，所以他不可能都做对的。刚才那个第一题，他几乎是就是蒙对的。
Think about why Sam jumps and wiggles. Try again.
所以意思你要知道，这个课程
After the-
是往后面去。
Choose the correct answer.
比前面的课程更难，你不要觉得所有都是很简单的东西，我随便看看就会了。
What is the question to ask about the directions for growing plants?
你发现了吗？
Think about what information is missing from the directions.
你真的
Try again.
的东西，每个你都能做对，但是你没有听懂的东西，
The directions did not tell us how many seeds to plant.
所以请你继续。这一课系统不会让你过关的，因为你很多都错了。
Choose the correct answer. What do you predict should be done after planting the seeds in the ground? Read the directions carefully. Think about what plants need to grow. Try again. After planting the seeds in the ground, the next step is to water them.
什么意思？ ？Water the seeds 什么意思？Water the seeds 什么意思？好了，去上其他的吧。Language Arts 你这个是没有过关的。上 Math。
Hi, Manu. I brought some bottles to recycle. How many did you bring?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're right. There are still 5 bottles.
How many bottles did Sten bring to recycle? Sten has 9 bottles to recycle. Stan and Manu are recycling bottles. Let's count the bottles. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last number name you say tells how many bottles there are. There are 4 bottles to recycle. It doesn't matter how the bottles are arranged. They can be mixed up or neatly in a line. It doesn't even matter what order you count them in. There are still 4 bottles. Count the bottles to answer each question. Count the bottles. Excellent. There are 19 bottles. How many bottles are being recycled? Excellent. There are 4 bottles being recycled. Count the bottles. Right. There are 17 bottles. How many bottles do you see?
How many? What is how many? Yes. Bottoms. Bottles. What is bottles?
bottle 瓶子
对 ，OK， 好，Go。
4 8 4 8
Nice. There are 11 bottles.
右手
How many bottles are ready to recycle?
4 8
Great. There are 10 bottles ready to recycle. Count the bottles.
4 8 12 12
Great. There are 18 bottles. How many bottles do you see?
我
Great! There are 13 bottles. How many bottles do you see?
这个知识点，我觉得今天学的第一个数学的知识点，我觉得很简单，应该就是20以内的数数。
Excellent. There are 14 bottles. How many bottles are being recycled?
很简单。
Great. There are 5 bottles being recycled.
这一共有10。
How many bottles are ready to recycle?
他得了9分，目前就是说后面的 score 是分数，这个右上角。
Right. There are 7 bottles ready to recycle.
明这个，点一下 skip， 说明这个小知识点它是100%掌握了，就是20以内的数数这个知识点，是掌握了的。
我肯定掌握，我到100的服务。
对对对，你能到1万的，我知道。
我也2分了。
Counting cars.
Oh, that looks like fun. I'm playing with my cars in garage. You have a lot of black cars. I do, but I think I have more yellow cars than black ones. Let's check. Here are all my yellow cars. And here are all my black cars. Look, if we match up one yellow car to one black car, there are yellow cars left that don't have any black cars to match. When you match to compare two groups, like yellow cars and black cars, the group you run out of first has less. I have less black cars than yellow cars. The group that has some left over has more. There are yellow cars left over. I have more yellow cars than black cars. We can also compare using numbers. Let's count how many of each color car there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 yellow cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have 5 black cars. 7 is greater than 5. The number of yellow cars is greater than the number of black cars. 5 is less than 7. The number of black cars is less than the number of yellow cars. Let's look at my other cars. We can compare the blue cars to the white cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 blue cars, but I don't see any white ones. I guess that means you have less white cars than blue cars. Well, you're right. 0 is less than 4. Now let's compare the orange cars to the black cars. We already know I have 5 black cars. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orange cars. They are the same. 5 is equal to 5. You have a lot of cars, Stan. I know, but I don't have any keys, so I still can't go anywhere.
You compare the groups of toys. Which has more, the bear group or the marble group?
他问哪个多？
你自己看。
You're right. When you match the bears with the marbles, there are marbles left over. there are more marbles. Which has more, the car group or the bear group?
Which has more, the car group or the bear group?
问我哪个多。
Nice work. When you match the cars with the bears, there are cars left over. There are more cars. Which has less, the bear group or the marble group? When you match the bears with the marbles, you run out of bears first. There are less bears. Which has less, the car group or the bear group?
Which has less, the car group or the bear group?
When you match the cars with the bears, you run out of cars first. There are less cars.
What is less?
Choose greater than, equal to, or less than to compare the numbers. Is 6 greater than, equal to, or less than 2?
Or less than 2.
Nice work. 6 is greater than 2. Is 4 greater than, equal to, or less than 3? You're right. 4 is greater than 3. Is 2 greater than, equal to, or less than 7?
你等一下。
Great job. 2 is less than 7. Is 8 greater than, equal to, or less than 10?
刚才在这个地方，系统忽然发现正在考核的这个孩子没有办法分清 less greater， 就是多和少的区别，哪个是多哪个是少，他分不清，所以后面马上就出了几个题目让他来做。看他已经做了2、3个了吧，都是和 greater 和 less。
You're right. 8 is less than 10. Is 6 greater than, equal to, or less than 6?
And okay. 6 is
6 is
That's right. 6 is equal to 6. Is 2 greater than, equal to, or less than 2? You're right. 2 is equal to 2.
yes.
Picture and listen. Look at the clouds in the sky.
不美了。
对，
How many can you see?
你去吧。
You'll get look like 2, 3, 4. There are more. Look at clouds.
现在我们来看一下他的这个学习报告啊，这是之前的测试，看一下他的这个 Learning Path 里面的报告。Skill 这是 Mathematics Skill， 它的 Number Name 数数和锻炼。Reading 的这些 word， 这我还不认识。这些你看这个浅绿色的是考核，我们进那个吧，我们进那个翻译过的软件去看一下。这个我刚刚转到这个谷歌翻译里面来啊，在学习路径4的里面，号码的名称、数数、比较数字和加减，它这个4项都正在练习之中。因为它这个小节的课还没上完，所以还没有考核，所以不知道它是通过了还是没通过。所以我们看 reading 里面有单词识别和押韵、口语部分、单词中的单个声音、字母识别，这些都是一次评估通过的。然后语音和视觉词，语音和视觉词2、3、4这几个 是第一次评估不通过的，然后有课程来学习了，课程学习完了之后，他又有了考核，考核之后是通过了，评判是精通，所以说它变成了深绿色。这个紧急文本我不知道什么意思啊，它正在练习之中，还没有到考核。这几个淡绿色的都是说评估通过了，蓝色的在练习中，还没有去考核。这个词的新含义这也理解了，这个左边的都是一个一个小的知识点啊，就是该掌握的知识点。看 language arts， 你看这个 language arts 是比较差的，就非常差。这个是其实应该刚开始更多的去学 reading， 这是比较基础的。这个通过几个就可能看出来他那个能力差别的问题。好的，今天就先这样了。